like to welcome you to Niagara Falls. Come along with us.
Hey guys, so right now we are on our way to Niagara Falls, and I was driving along the highway and I saw the coolest view of the city of Toronto. So right behind me is Lake Ontario, and check out the view. So it might be a little hard to see in a distance, so I'll zoom in. You see the city line way over there at a distance. You can see, it's really hard, I know, to see, but you can see the CN Tower and the whole city line right there. So that's Toronto all the way across from the Niagara region here. And this is what it looks like. This is Lake Ontario. Looks like an ocean. See, it even has big, huge waves coming in like that. Beautiful. Right here in a distance is the CN Tower. So let's see if my finger will show it. Right there. So this is like Canadian history, guys, 101. So we just stopped because we were driving into Niagara-on-the-Lake, and there is an actual Wayne Gretzky winery and distillery. So we're gonna quickly check it out and teach the girls a little bit about who this guy is. So let's go. Okay, so for those of you who are not Canadian, you don't know who Wayne Gretzky probably is, or maybe you do, but he basically won 4 Stanley Cups and played for the Edmonton Oilers. That's what he looks like now, but he started his career really young at the age of 18, already playing for the NHL. So there's Wayne Gretzky, and now he's got this beautiful little winery here in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
So here in Niagara-on-the-Lake, they have the oldest golf course in all of North America, and it's called Niagara-on-the-Lake Golf Course.
I must admit, this is my very first time coming to Niagara-on-the-Lake. Shame, shame, shame. But it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, check it out. This is where we're going. This way towards where? Julia, where are we going?
To the lake,
To the lake.
I think. No, we're not. We're going to the, oh, I know where we're going. We're going to the feeder.
All right. So if there's any time to visit Canada, in my opinion, it's hit or miss because of the rain, but the fall is one of the most prettiest times to come because of all the fall leaves changing colors, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful time of the year. And so right now, yesterday, for example, was like, I don't know, 10 degrees Celsius, which is pretty cold. That would be maybe about 50 Fahrenheit. And today we're in our 20s, so around 75 or so. So it's just beautiful. It's a gorgeous day to come. And what's exciting is I get to go see my sister who's in Niagara Falls as well, so that's gonna be awesome.
Around the corner.
What'd you guys find?
Right there. It's right there. He's
What
playing
is it?
hide and seek over. He's up the tree. Oh, he's up here. Come. You see him? Right there. Tail's there.
Where is he? I don't
He's
see
like,
him.
wait, come here.
Do you see him?
I see him. Right there.
Oh, there he is.
He's over
It's a
here.
squirrel.
Look at what he looks like. He's hilarious. Come here. He's coming down. Look at it.
Scare him away and then I'll see him.
No, that's me.
I think you scared him up.
So this is where the famous Shaw Festival is. Here.
This is their theater house.
So George Bernard Shaw is originally from Ireland, and he's the one who founded it. And he was kind of like Shakespeare. He wrote a lot of plays. So they have several theaters here, and they have lots of different shows, which is very cool.
So if you wanted to go see a show, the tickets for kids is around 30 Canadian dollars, and for adults is about 60.
And so it depends on where you're sitting, because if some places are higher than the others.
Depends on your viewpoint, I guess. So it could go up and down. No, starting point is about 30 to 60. There you go. You're trying to film all the little squirrels.
There's one.
There's one. Don't go too close to them. Run away.
What about over there?
We don't see them too much where we're from.
One. This is Fort George, and we're going to tell you all about it. Let's go.
So here's some fun history facts about Niagara-on-the-Lake.
So it used to be Britain, like England, and the Americans were on the other side of the lake, and they wanted to destroy it all, basically.
They wanted to take over, which was this area, which was Upper Canada, and so it was like a territory of England. So yeah, they were fighting against the British at the time, and they came and they burnt down their village, so it was very rude. And it's the other side of the river, so the river goes into Lake Ontario, and the Americans would have been on one side and they were on the other. And so that's what happened to Niagara-on-the-Lake.
So back then, Canada didn't exist, and so this would have been their capital for the Upper Canada area.
Yeah, and they took over this fort behind us. So this was occupied by the US, and then Canada got it back, or the British got it back. So there's your little history lesson about the area. So this is imagery of what it would have been like when they were fighting. So see how close they were on each side of the river? So it wasn't a far distance for them. And then here it kind of shows, well, there's the river going into Lake Ontario, and this is maybe a better example of the forts here. It's very narrow. And then the falls is actually this way. So it's like down here where we're going to next. We can't leave a video out without talking about chocolate, because if you've been following any of our other videos, we highlight a lot of chocolate. And here's our chocolate story. We don't have it with us, but like to sample. But if any of you have heard of the chocolate called Laura Secord, well, the lady's name, she was a real lady, and she was here, and what she did, she was almost 40 years old, and she walked 30 kilometers to go warn the British that the Americans were attacking. So she kind of went down the Hall of Fame, and the chocolate brand isn't really affiliated with her, but they named their chocolate Laura Secord after this one lady. So there's a little interesting history in case you didn't know, or if you've never heard of the chocolate. And maybe now we'll have to go in the village and see if we find any, because my belly hasn't had any today, so I'm in need of my chocolate bits.
This house is very cool.
Why?
It's an old British colonial house.
Is it?
Oh, and just by the way, it's kind of half ours, so if you want to come stay, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, is that what you'd like for your house?
Yes.
Looks like a hotel. I don't know what it is.
Looks like
Probably like a government, like a.
It looks like the president something.
Or it's a retirement home, maybe. Beautiful.
It's a hotel. It's the Queen's Inn Hotel.
Queen's Landing, it says. The inn at Niagara-on-the-Lake. It's beautiful. This is the back end of this property here, the hotel. And then it looks like they have a nice marina. Looks beautiful. So Niagara-on-the-Lake is rated one of the best places to retire, and it has actually one of the highest percentage of retirees in all of Ontario. So I guess it makes sense. It's kind of like this cute, quaint, quiet little village, so I don't see why they wouldn't want to come retire here. And plus they have all the wineries, so.
And it's kind of like Franschhoek, the wineries. And if you haven't seen that video, we can put the link in the description. It's
yeah,
kind of nice.
It's like Franschhoek, but it has a lake, river, so that's different, and there's no mountains.
Franschhoek has mountains, yeah.
Yeah. And they have wine here that's like, it's like a, what is it? Ice wine, they call it. So I think it's the grapes that are frozen that makes the ice wine. I don't know, but I'm gonna go try a glass later and see. I'll let you know.
I mean, you have to have ice in Canada, right?
Yeah. So for all you crazies out there, there is something nutty that you can do, and it's a boat ride. And it looks like the boat ride starts, down here where we are, goes all the way up, and it goes into what's called the Whirlpool Bridge area. It's right before the falls, right up here, like that. And you get completely soaking wet. It looks like a lot of fun, and there you go. Something thrilling that you can do while you're here.
So if you don't want to get wet and you want to stay dry, there is a dome one, but this sounds fun and crazy.
So there's a dry option or a wet option.
A dry, wet.
Which one would you go for?
Wet. Go all out.
Go all
Me
out?
too. Because it's funner.
Yeah, more fun.
Here's Fort George, the one we just saw. And then this is Fort Niagara, right just across.
And
This
see,
is America.
you can
Canada.
take a tour from Canada's side or America's side.
So you can't come to Canada and not eat, thank you, poutine. So that's what we're about to do, and it has the real Canadian curd cheese. So girls, is it the same thing like what you remember? How many times have you had poutine before in your lives?
A couple of times. We found it at the Christmas market in Switzerland, which is quite funny.
Yeah, and it's a real Canadian guy who serves it too. Does it taste the same? Yeah?
You like it?
The real curds and everything. So for those of you who don't know what poutine is, this
French
is it.
fries, curd
French
cheese,
fries, curds,
gravy.
and gravy sauce. I'm just going to quickly show you what the Canadian pastries look like here.
So they actually have a couple feeders for the Shaw Festival.
Yeah, so this will be another one.
So this here is the sculpture of George Bernard Shaw.
Yes. Little downtown little corridor is so cute. They have little hat stores. They have all the Canadian, basically, gift shops and stuff like that. It's just really, really nice. And so many good bakeries and ice cream. There's ice cream everywhere here. So they must have really delicious ice cream because there's lineups for it too.
So behind me is the oldest church in Ontario, and it's an Anglican church. Hopefully I said that right. And it was built in 1792. So that little church there.
So used to what is it? Kind of. Are you used to seeing an old church like this, Chloe?
Yes.
Yeah, you're used to seeing much older ones.
Yeah.
Or bigger ones, I guess.
Yeah, bigger.
Cute. Looks like it has a castle. Has a steeple. Okay, so I found the perfect map to show you guys a little bit about the area. So, here you've got Lake Ontario. Here you've got Lake Erie. And basically, the water goes in like this. And so here you've got the Welland Canal that has falls that connects by boat. And then here's where we are. Let's see, this is where we were at Niagara-on-the-Lake. And then you come down here. This is called the Whirlpool. This is where we are right now. You can actually take a cable car from one side to the other. So they have the Great Wolf Lodge right there. And then this is where you've got the waterfalls. This is called Table Rock. And so the best view of the falls is actually on the Canadian side. Oh, finally. So after 5 minutes of waiting for the receipt, this is the slowest parking machine in the world. And it only
It's
costs,
still not coming.
and it's $5 every 30 minutes.
Oh, it's about time you guys coming.
No, it's taking forever.
Coming out of the machine.
This is approved, and then that's it. We're just waiting.
My machine.
See what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
Somebody was like,
Hurry up, machine.
Should we just go and take a picture and prove that it says approved? So if we get a ticket, we say, hey, this is our proof of purchase.
Yeah, just see that. Take a picture of it.
when it comes out and people are like, oh, I'll use this for my card.
Yeah, yeah. The next person comes along. Thank you very much.
No, but it has your license
Yeah,
plate.
I think. So like, how do you get
Oh,
to
it says printing. Oh, we got an update here. Yay!
Falls, Falls of Iguazu, and now Niagara Falls.
Yes. And you've been here before, but
Yeah,
you're
but I
too
don't
little to
remember. 'Cause I was a
remember.
baby, yeah.
So there was a story about this lady who did the first stunt in the whole world, and she went over the waterfalls, sorry, and she was in a barrel with a mattress, and she went all the way down the falls, which is crazy, and she survived. And then the rescue team came and got her. So
And
it's
why
quite a
did
crazy story?
why did she do that?
I have no idea. Maybe she was just a lazy lady. And also, they tested it on the cat, but when the cat came back, when they caught the cat, it was all bleeding because they said it hit his head. And the lady was doing it to become famous because she wanted to become a known person.
So, unlike Victoria Falls, I don't think they have a dry season. I think it's always flowing. But in the winter, it gets cold, but never freezes over. Share with you guys a couple fun facts here about Niagara Falls. So one of them is the story that Chloe was telling you earlier. The lady was actually a school teacher, if you can imagine, and she wanted to have a really nice retirement, so that's why she did that, in hopes that she would maybe make some money or something. So, and it was quite a while ago, but strange. So there's one. Niagara Falls, did you know that it is one of the top 10 destinations for honeymoons? Julie and I were talking about that earlier, and we're like, I think we'd rather go to like Fiji or somewhere like that, but that's besides the point. There's about 30 million people per year that come here as a destination to come see, so it is definitely one of the top destinations here in this area. Cousins are here.
Super creepy.
So I mean it. This street is called Clifton Hill, and it has many attractions to do.
And lots of creepy things. Like haunted houses.
Like this, the fierce that's here.
Ah.
They definitely have everything here to stimulate, and it's kind of like, I don't know. How do you?
Las Vegas a little.
Yeah, it is
everything.
like a mini Las Vegas. What is
This
it?
color. Yeah, it's like a timing room. So you have to like do this before the time runs out. So it's like always different rules.
Would you guys like to come back here?
Yeah.
Over here is called Gags and Giggles, so I think Angelique's gonna like it. We're gonna go check it out. So we are coming towards the end of our trip here, and we have something special that we're doing today. Girls, you want to explain?
So we're going to the Ripley's Aquarium with our cousins. So it's going to be lots of fun.
Yeah. You guys want to see what the CN
It's
Tower is?
right next to the CN Tower.
It's all the way up there. just so you guys know the pricing, adults are $35, seniors and kids between the ages of 6 to 13 are $24, and kids 3 to 5-year-olds are $12, and under 2, like 2 and under, are free. So there you go, let's go have fun. What's super special about today is, of course, having family with us. Here's the gang, everyone say hi.
When the night comes crawling and I'm all alone, I head for the highway, baby, to please my restless bones, restless bones. I should try harder to please you. I'm not the man I wanna be, yeah. But my weak soul is letting me down. Babe, don't be so hard on me. Don't be so hard. Don't be so hard.
What's it feel like, Emerson?
It feels, this one feels like pavement, and this one feels so smooth.
I wanna rest in the arms of an angel and be safe and warm tonight. Are you still mad at me, baby? Or don't you care anymore? Oh, I know you're so much better than me. But let's not count the score. Let's not count the score. Baby, the only thing that matters is that my love for you never dies.
Thanks for watching our tour of Niagara Falls.
Guys, please subscribe, give us a big thumbs up, make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.